Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a review and wear test for the Dollar General brand Believe Beauty. Super inexpensive. I've worn it before. I absolutely love it. So if you want to see how it works and how it wears, just keep on watching. Okay, so this is going to be a review, not a first impressions, because I've already tried these products and let me tell you, just keep watching. I picked up two of the foundation shades. One for summer, one for winter. The packaging on these are stunning. Like, do you see this? This glass packaging, ignore my nails, they need to be done. It's a plastic black lid, but it's a sleek black packaging. I mean, the font, everything about it is so super cute. But I picked up two different shades. I picked up the shades Sand and Neutral Tan. Just for reference, the warm shade here is Sand and then Neutral Tan is that neutral shade. I also picked up the primer. They had several different primers. Is it backwards? I don't know. This one in particular is the Pretty and Primed Stay Put Makeup Primer, and they had like 3 or 4 different ones, but I like the ones that are like hold in place. Then I also picked up several because actually I went back for more because I'm obsessed with it. But this is the Believe Beauty translucent setting powder. All the packaging is super cute. Like, I just love how this is written. And I picked up the shade Light Medium. It's a matte blur loose powder. And I also picked up the Believe Beauty Makeup Perfection setting spray. Now if you see these little, this is a security tag, they're on all of them, and I'm sure it's just because they're freaking bomb and people have been trying to take them. Let's just be real. Okay, so, and I also got, I'm sorry, the You're Covered Liquid Concealer. If you can get in focus, that would be great. I don't know if it's going to focus, but this is the shade Light Beige. And let me just tell you, let me just go ahead and tell you now that the combination of these 3 products, the setting powder, the concealer, and the foundation, is literally my new holy grail. And you guys, everything is under $5. $5 or under. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off with the Believe Beauty. I have already prepped my skin. I did a little exfoliating with some Tatcha rice polish, and then I did some hydration with some Clinique Stay Hydrated gel. And so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and prime. I'm going to put some on my fingertips. It looks like it's kind of liquidy. Can you see that? It's very, very watery. Like, I've noticed that when I put it on, that it's like, it feels really slick, but as you rub it in, it's like more hydrating. It feels hydrating, which is good because even though it's not the hydrating primer, it does still feel hydrating. So your foundation's going to glide on wonderfully. I also forgot I picked up the Believe Beauty Brighten Up Color Correcting Concealer. Like, they went all out with this launch, and so I got this for my very obvious dark circles. So we started out with our primer, and I always like to make sure my primer is like good and set and dry, so I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute before we get started. And I'm sorry if I keep looking over, but I keep trying to make sure I'm still in frame on my viewfinder because I have like a really rigged up setup. Okay, so with this foundation, I found that the best thing for me right now, just with the shade that I am, is I'm going to pick up the shade Sand. We're going to start with that. I tried mixing it with Neutral Tan because I'm not quite this dark right now, but I can get this dark in the summertime, but I'm not quite this light. I tried mixing the two, but it didn't create the right undertone that I needed. So I did find that I had to use one of my foundation mix-ins to make it the color that I wanted. So it doesn't alter the foundation's finish, it doesn't alter the wear time, the performance of the foundation. It literally is just a mix-in to change the color of the foundation. So first I'm going to go in with the Pro Foundation Mixer. This is the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. It's literally like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally like my favorite. I have the dark one too. So I'm going to pump just right here on this little palette. I'm going to pump, we'll say 2 pumps. We'll do 2 pumps for now of the Believe Beauty. And then I'm going to take a little bit of LA Girl Foundation Mixing Pigment in Blue. And what this does is it neutralizes the yellow. And since I'm more neutral and this is more of a warm tone foundation, that's what I have to do. I have to get some of that yellow or that warm out and make it more neutral. And then we're going to put in some of the white to lighten it just a bit. So we're kind of customizing it. And I'm just going to take the tip of a liner and go ahead and mix it in. The thing that I didn't like about the foundation, literally the only thing, is the shade range. The shade range is terrible. However, they did say that they're going to launch more shades. Like, literally, I think they hopped from this to this. Like, it was just, I think there's 12 shades, but they did say they were going to launch more. So, can't be too mad at that because it's a bomb product. But let's read on this foundation. So here are the claims. It claims this medium to full coverage foundation blends effortlessly for a flawless look. Its blendable formula blurs imperfections while smoothing your skin. How to use. On clean and prime skin, use a foundation brush or a beauty sponge to apply foundation from the center of the face outwards. Add layers until desired coverage is achieved. So, with our hair pulled back, my mirror is also over here, so if you catch me looking, that's what I have to do for now until I get this set up how I want it. So, we're gonna, yeah, this'll work. This mix in. So I'm just gonna put in the whatever's on the tip of that eyeliner. Okay, and I'm gonna pick up this sponge. This is literally like my favorite sponge right now. It's a face and body sponge. It's the Real Techniques one, but it's huge. Like, this is the typical sponge. This is Eco Tools, I think, and this is the Real Techniques face and body. And I love using this for foundation because everything goes on so much quicker and so much faster, so much quicker and better. And then I use this for like powder and concealer, but for this, my foundation, and I love it, you'll see. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this foundation. As you can tell, I just kind of set it on this little pan after I mixed it. And we're gonna pick it up on the back of this sponge and just start blending it in. As you can see, I have, let me zoom you guys in. I have some breakouts. I just had a baby. Well, I say just had a baby. He's 3 months old. But I chose not to go on birth control this time because literally since I've been almost puberty, like I guess since like 16, I've either been on birth control or I have been pregnant. So I have 3 kids. And so my hormones, I feel like, have always been out of whack. I feel like that I haven't been able to feel normal. And so I told my husband after this pregnancy that I wanted to not be on birth control and just control naturally. So far so good. Because it's just hard. Like, I want to feel normal, you know what I mean? And it's really helped. It's helped me feel normal. So excited about that, but at the same time my hormones are still regulating, so it's causing these breakouts and it's a bummer. So I'm just taking what's left of this foundation, which there's not much left, and I only did 2 pumps, but I did use that foundation mix in, so it kind of makes it like a little bit more product. But I'm just gonna pat it everywhere. I'm gonna take that little bit that's left over and just kind of drag it down my neck. So, this is the foundation. Literally, it's like, you can tell. I'm just going to let you get an up close look. It is like, it leaves like, it's not even super matte. It does leave like a natural finish, more like a satin. But I feel like after it dries for a minute, it does dry down pretty matte after just a little bit. But as you can see, I kind of still have like a glow on my face. So now we're going to go in with the Believe Beauty concealer. Again, I have the shade Light Beige. And let me just tell you guys, I've tried this. Oh, wait. We forgot the Dark Circle concealer. So I have not even used this one yet. So this one's actually going to be a first impression because I went back and picked this one up. So I'm just going to take my fingers. For this kind of stuff, I like to take the warmth of my fingers and just kind of press it in. I hope this doesn't alter how the concealer lays on top, because that concealer is like my holy grail concealer now. It doesn't crease once you set it, and it's just beautiful. Oh, it canceled out those dark circles though. We're going to throw a little bit up there on my eyes because those are pretty dark too. Oh, back to my kids though. I also have some vlog videos. I have Joe's Vanity family vlogs, so go check those out. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. Charlie and Laken. Charlie is 5 and Laken is 3. She'll be 4 in September. And so I'll be interviewing them, asking random questions. I actually posted the questions, like I posted for you guys to be able to ask them questions, like what questions you wanted me to ask them for the interview, but I posted it on my Facebook page. So my Facebook page is also Joe's Vanity. If you want to go follow me on there. Really like that. Like, I'm gonna get close for you guys. Like, it looks really hydrating too. Like, everything seems pretty hydrating. And as you can tell, as the foundation's drying, I still have kind of a glow, but it's more of a natural finish. I wouldn't even say matte. I shouldn't have said matte, but so that worked really good for under my eyes. So now we're gonna go in with the concealer, and this just kind of helps the concealer not have to do such a job concealing my dark circles. But I will say it actually does a pretty good job on its own, but I really just wanted to try that brightener. But this concealer is like really lightweight. It feels really hydrating. That's something I really love about the line, is as I'm getting older, I'm 29 now, I'm noticing that my skin is different, and I prefer, instead of a super matte look like I used to like because I have oily skin, I prefer a little bit of a glow. And even if I don't let my foundation be that glow, I will create the glowy look with highlighter on like my forehead and my chin and stuff. So as you can see, it's like a medium coverage, and it blends out so effortlessly. I'm going to show you guys. I like to I've noticed with this concealer particularly that it works better under your eyes if you let it sit there for just a minute and kind of just set. But do you see how effortlessly it blended out in all the other areas, and it just leaves like a perfect, like, natural glow on your face. So I really appreciate that. So I'm gonna let that actually sit under my eyes for just a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the Believe Beauty powder. Like I said, I got the shade light medium, but they also have translucent and dark deep, I think. And so, but this shade works wonderfully for me. If you cannot tell, it does have like a little sifter. I'm trying to get you guys in focus. And that's the color of the powder. So I have it ready to go ahead and set, but I'm actually just going to take this brush and set it right after I blend it out, and then we'll bake it. This powder is so finely milled that it's fantastic for baking. So we're going to go ahead and blend that out. But do you see how like easy that was to blend? And I actually have used this concealer on other foundations just to see if it's just the products working well together, or if it's just really a really good concealer. And it is really just a really good concealer, and it's literally, I think, like $4.50 or $5, like super inexpensive. And I'm not even lying when I say that literally this is what I reach for every time I do my face. This foundation, this concealer, this setting powder, this combo together is just my favorite. I haven't really noticed a huge difference. I do love the way the primer feels on my face, but I haven't noticed a huge difference on how it holds my makeup. But the setting powder does that trick. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out any creases. I have the worst creasing in my forehead, but it's because like it looks like I have terrible just natural like creasing from the makeup, but it is literally just my natural wrinkles. Like, it literally looks like that when I have nothing on my face. So, but do you see how airbrushed that looks? Like, it doesn't look dry at all underneath my eye. So, like, this is a not set, so you see we still have the glow, and then this is set. It is the light medium powder, so it does give kind of a color, but I appreciate it. Like, I love the color that it gives. So I'm going to go ahead and blend those. You always want to make sure your creases are blended out before you go in with any powder, because whatever you set is going to stay there. So if you went in on top of like under eye creases, it's going to stay, and that's what it's going to set. It's going to set whatever you put it on top of, it's going to set that way. So just make sure you have all your creases blended out. So after I set my under eye really good, I like to go in on top of the areas that I put concealer. And I just kind of set it that way. Oh, I grabbed a bunch of powder. I don't mean to. I'm going to blend out my forehead again because it just is terrible. But it's not the foundation. It is literally the way my face does with no matter what it is. I mean, I have my expensive Dior Forever foundation and it does the exact same thing. I just have to hurry and set my face really well before it starts creasing. It's like, it's not the product, it's literally me. But do you see how airbrushed my face looks? This is after the concealer and setting powder. Now naturally I have really bad under eye wrinkles, so this side you're going to be able to see some, but like I said, it's not the makeup. That is just what my eyes do. Like, when I have no makeup on, my eyes look exactly like this. So it's just, it's doing its job. It's just my face. Now I'm going to take the same brush and just kind of dust into that powder and just sweep it all over my face to set the rest of my face really well. I got a whole bunch of other Believe Beauty products. Like, once I tried the foundation and the setting powder, I was like, okay, I need everything they have. So I pretty much have most of what they have. But for this video, we're just going to test out the basics of the face. If you guys want to see a full face of just Believe Beauty after this, let me know and I will do that for you. But for this, we're just going to do the basics. Okay, so now that my face is set with the powder, we're going to go in and bake the areas. And I only ever bake the areas that I put concealer. So I'm going to first bake my forehead so that we do not have that insane, I just put powder everywhere, creasing. And like I said, this stuff is so finely milled that it almost like absorbs into my skin before I can dust it off. It is pretty crazy. So we're going to set under our eyes really well. There's so much powder. And then I always like to really well bake my smile lines, because those are the first to crease. Now I have worn this like 3 or 4 times since I've gotten it, and when I tell you that is literally my holy grail, I'm not even lying. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit on our face for just a second while I clean up this mess. So now that I've let this sit for like a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and dust off. As you can tell on my forehead though, like, it literally starts just absorbing because it's so finely milled. Also, my under eyes are the last thing that I dust off just because I want them to bake the longest. What I particularly love about this powder is that it leaves, especially the light medium powder, it leaves no cast at all. Like I said, I went back and picked up more because I did not want to. I don't want to run out. I don't want them to figure out that their products are so bomb and up their charges, you know what I mean? So I got them for $5, you know? Okay, so this is the final look of my face. I'm going to go ahead and look. The area under my eye is super dry on its own, but it always has way more creasing than what I have right now. But when I put setting spray on my face, that usually goes away. But I'll let you guys get a close-up look. Like, as you can tell, it is like my face is incredibly smooth. It's crazy, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the rest of my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and completed my face off camera. It has been about, I've had this makeup on for about an hour and a half. As I did, like, I went and tended to my kid, my husband came home, so as I completed my face, it's been on for about an hour and a half, and it is 3:01 right now. I don't know if you can see. So I'm actually going to wear this for the rest of the day. My sister has a play. I'm going to go to that with my brother and my husband and kiddos. She's in Annie. She's super cute. I cannot wait. If you want to learn more about my family, be sure to go subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading lots of new makeup videos, but I'll also be doing family vlogs on the same channel so you can keep up with it. You don't have to subscribe to 2 different channels. I am doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away an Ulta gift card, $50, once I reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you could just click that notification bell, subscribe, like the video, and drop an emoji in the comments if you enjoyed this. So yeah, I'm gonna do a wear test. I will be back later tonight. I'll let you know how it goes. Hey guys, so this is the final check-in. It is 11:37 and I had this makeup on since 3 o'clock. I think I checked in at 3:01. I was gonna do a middle check-in, but I got busy. I went to my sister's play and just forgot to do check-ins. It was hot, we were tired, so I've done a lot of sweating. I've done a lot of handling. My nose started running. I was wiping my nose. Not aggressively because I knew I was going to do a check-in, so I tried to keep it as good as it gets. I didn't redo my lips, so obviously the lip gloss did come off on that. But here is the final check-in about 8.5 hours later. So as you can tell, I do have, like, besides my highlight, there is a little bit of oil breaking through here, through my T-zone, but not incredibly oily. I mean, if you think about it, 8.5 hours, and this is, like, it's not even like a nasty oily face. It's more of a, like, just a dewy, like, a healthy glow. Like, I prefer this look with my foundation. I just like this look. That's why I put highlighter here and here. So it actually probably looks a lot more oily than it actually is because I do have the highlight there. On this side, this is my deeper smile line. So on this side, you can tell it's a little bit settling in my smile line, but that happens with every foundation. It's like inevitable. Not really so much settling here, just barely. The only line that you see here is, like I said before, a line that is there if I don't even have makeup on. In this oily area here, you can see my pores are breaking through just a little bit, but overall, this makeup is $5, you guys. Everything in Believe Beauty line is $5 and under. So this gets a thumbs up from me. This is fantastic makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.